Welcome in, guys, to Heard It Here First, Battle of the Bell edition, as we are here at what I always call growing up the mile-long bridge, though it's not equivalent to an actual mile. This is the bridge that's between Rockdale and Cameron. This is the divider of the two. Cameron being the county seat for Milam County, Rockdale right down the road. This is a rivalry where the towns are literally 15 minutes away. Um, Dating back, the first game was played in 1911. Come to find out, this has been a rivalry that has been dominated more by the Cameron Yoeman, if I'm being honest. But since 2020, the last 4 years, it's been 2-2 as Rockdale won in 2020 and 2023, Cameron winning in 2021 and 2022. So this game in the 2020s is going to be the separating factor of who's leading this series in the 2020s. Great rivalry, rich history, and just one of the biggest rivalries in Texas. The stadium is jam packed. Today we'll start with Rockdale. I have an interview with Ernest Alderete and Klay Eschberger of the Rockdale Tigers. We'll talk Rockdale football, talk about the tough loss to McGregor last week, as Rockdale is 3-4 on the season, 0-2 in district. Rockdale has already defined the odds to me as what they had them in the preseason. They had this a team that was counted out in district that I still think is a playoff potential team. I think this is a district with 6 playoff teams, to be honest, and it's a really, really tough district. And with this battle of the bell and playoff implications on the line, it's going to be a really tough task for Rockdale this week. But Rockdale has very phenomenal athletes, and DeAndre Stevens, who I believe when it's all said and done, he'll be an all-time Rockdale leading wide receiver in probably every category. I know he already set records this year in single season for receptions and yards, I believe. DeAndre Stevens is a phenomenal athlete, and Grayson Williams, the sophomore quarterback, he has came in and done a phenomenal job as a sophomore, doing work, making sure he's getting the ball out there. And he's got great help with Eric Shepard and Reagan Jackson. Eric Shepard had a really great one-handed snag against Giddings. He's a phenomenal athlete. Reagan Jackson has displayed a very nice soft hands and a big body that can maneuver people around, kind of like an Antonio Gates. Rockdale's full of talent. This is a rivalry where both offenses have been clicking, and defensively we've seen a little struggles here and there. But nonetheless, this is going to be a game that's lights out. Defensively, Rockdale has Jacoby Anderson playing this week. Jacoby Anderson will be playing with Klay Eschberger, Alderete, Eric Shepard defensively. Dude's been phenomenal. Brody Willard has been laying the wood. His aggressive defense, it's awesome. So, Rockdale, I'm looking forward to this Battle of the Bell. And now we're going to leave you with an interview from Klay Eschberger, middle linebacker for the Rockdale Tigers, and Ernest Alderete, defensive tackle for your Rockdale Tigers. Welcome in, guys, to Heard It Here First. Game of the Week, Battle of the Bell edition. We are joined by Junior? Senior. God dang, Klay, it's been a while. Klay Eschberger, man. Good young man. I've known you for a while, dude. Yeah. Since you were playing baseball with Camden and Ernest Alderete in your first year in Rockdale as their defensive tackle, both play guards. Rockdale is in the season at 3-4. They've already shocked a few teams and have done some what Dave Campbell's and some of these other teams have said Rockdale wouldn't do. What has been the key to your success as far as winning in y'all's offense and defense, doing pretty dang good this year so far?
In my opinion, it has to be the mindset that our players have developed through the weeks in the season, as we've dealt with many trials and tribulations, from not knowing and starting fresh in the summer to coming together as a team, especially in our winnings, where we come together more as a team and
Absolutely.
build off of each other and continue to grow that winning atmosphere.
Man, you couldn't say better myself, man. Very cool. That's exactly the mindset you got to have too. Is you got to have that band of brothers that's going to group, that's going to grow week after week. We'll switch it to Mr. Alderete. He talked about trials and tribulations. When it comes to trials and tribulations, there was a week where Goodrich and Zacoby, were injured. And how did y'all overcome those tough trials and tribulations?
Um, it's just mental, really. Uh, like us losing, we just had big heads and stuff.
Yeah.
But with Kobe and like we had people step up.
Yeah,
Most
absolutely.
of all, everyone started playing better.
Yeah.
We started changing the way we played to fit what we lost.
Yep.
Just stuff like that. We really just came together as a team
Yeah.
with coaching staff. We started doing stuff together more often.
Yeah.
To just compensate for what we didn't have anymore.
When you bring that camaraderie, like you speak of,
Yes,
and
sir.
you start getting that group, and that's something you said that you're new to here in Rockdale in
Yes,
your
sir.
first year. There's some different things in the smaller school that you weren't used to in maybe a bigger school. That this is definitely a band of brothers. This is a home,
Yes, sir.
and everybody's got each other's back. Your first battle of the bell.
Yes, looking forward to it.
But what's your mindset already? Right off the rip.
I'm looking forward to the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because at my old school, we didn't really have nothing like this, like at all.
Right.
It was just game after game. Maybe we'll look forward to playoffs, maybe even a little bit.
Right.
Nothing really crazy, but just looking forward to the atmosphere this week.
Absolutely. Mr. Eschberger, you've been in a battle of the bell at least once or twice. Did you play your sophomore year on varsity?
No.
Junior or senior year?
Junior year and senior year.
Yeah. So you've been in the game. You've been in the atmosphere. What can he expect this week out of Rockdale and this pre-game atmosphere? What can he expect?
Well, last year Coach Hamrick was mean and he played the Cameron Fight song, and we didn't have the bell, so he played the bell all practice, and it was on the speakers, and it was loud.
That's awesome.
But definitely, you can expect a change in how the players feel.
You're right.
Especially after a tough loss to McGregor, a big loss.
Yeah.
Everybody's here for that game.
Yeah.
And they're only looking for that game only.
Yeah.
So the players' mindset's going to change. Everybody in the town, their atmosphere is going to be amped up.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And at school, it's going to be different. There's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of hatred towards Cameron, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing is, like, as I've grown older, whenever I was there in high school, it's a rivalry. You just don't like each other. And then as you grow up, you're like, man, Kendrick, tell my buddy Kendrick for Cameron, hey, tell me about this. And you start to learn that. Alderete. All right, man. So as he talked about a tough loss, what do you do to prepare in your mindset to keep going, to overcome the tough losses? How do you stay positive?
Well, it's a lot of, I know stuff happens in life.
Right.
We know you don't win everything.
Yeah.
So we know we're not going to win everything, of course.
Right.
It's just how life goes on. But that just makes the wins even more, like, what's it called?
More
greater.
Yeah.
Sense, yeah.
It's got a lot more worth behind it whenever you get there. And that's the thing is, like, whenever I always say this, that undefeated team, the Patriots, that go undefeated the whole year, and then whenever they face that tough task and they give it, because they don't know how to overcome adversity. I think both teams has faced a lot of adversity throughout this year, and I think y'all are both. It's going to be one heck of a game this week.
Yes, sir.
What do you got to say to the Rockdale fans about this week and what you're going to bring, you and your team and your defense are going to bring to the table?
So I know that we haven't had the best mindset for the last couple of weeks, but we've all been looking forward to this week.
Yeah.
I just know there's going to be a big switch in all of our
right
attitudes, because we've been looking forward to this the whole season.
Absolutely.
This is exactly what we wanted, and now we're being counted out of it. That just makes us mad. Makes us even more excited to play, prove people wrong.
Absolutely. Eschberger, we're gonna leave it off with you, man. As you've grown in the Rockdale community, you've been here your whole life. I mean, for the most part. What do you have to say to the fans, to the Rockdale fans, and what y'all's offense? Tell them about your offense and what your offense, what to expect from y'all Friday night.
The offensive scheme, we. Just in general, I intend to run it down their throat, give Cameron a taste of their own medicine. I know the Rockdale Cameron scores haven't really looked exactly like they should, and there's more Cameron wins, but I promise that's changing on the offensive end. the receivers. I know I'll talk to Dre and Eric, and their minds have all been on beating Cameron. So I think that just changes the whole offense's mind on what we need to do. We need to run it down their throat. We need to go score.
Yeah.
We need to answer back on different things.
Yeah.
And just dominate on the offensive side.
Absolutely, man. When it comes to your leadership, like you got Dre, you got Eric Shepard, you got Reagan Jackson who can catch the ball, you got two running backs in Reagan Hamilton and Jeremiah Butler. You have defensive leaders like Alderete, Shepard's leading the team in tackles. That dude, y'all's defense has been great. I think this is going to be a really, really good game. Anything y'all wanna leave off for Central Texas? You want to say anything to the Yeoman? Keep it friendly. Don't get too crazy.
Just don't count us out, really.
Just prepare for a fight, Cameron.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Friendly rivalry, little small trash talk. We're gonna keep it live here on Heard It Here First, Battle of the Bell edition. Klay Eschberger, Ernest Alderete Jr. I'm Gerald Garza. Guys, y'all have a blessed day. Welcome in, guys, to Heard It Here First. Now we'll take you to the Cameron side of the field. We'll have an interview with Tim Grice and Damon Flemings Jr., DJ, here in just a little bit. But first, let's talk about the Cameron Yeoman. They go into the Battle of the Bell with a 1-6 record, but they're 1-1 in district with a key win over McGregor and a tough loss against Troy. Cameron's offense is very lethal. They can score at will. They have a lot of weapons, leading with quarterback Kate Hubnick, who can do it with his arm. He can do it with his legs. The dude is an athlete and a big body that's not afraid of contact. He'll run up the middle. And so Kate Hubnick is a very lethal quarterback. Then you turn it over. You got Tim Grice, who's super fast, sophomore medalist in state, I believe in the 200. And Tim Grice has just, that dude, if he hits the sidelines, he's gone. Super phenomenal athlete. On the receiver side, you have Toto Vargas and Brody Aguirre, who can do it as well as Travion Miles. Travion Miles is another sophomore, just like Bubba Lopez Pinchback, that those dudes can play anywhere. They're very athletic young men, and as they grow into their roles, very bright future for Cameron. Defensively, Xavier Gilmon and De La Fuentes have been very good, leading this team in tackles. Michael Keith has been the guy that's being a pain for the quarterbacks with 3 sacks. I believe he has 4 tackles for loss and 33 tackles so far. Michael Keith is a phenomenal athlete as well. So defensively, Cameron and Rockdale have both struggled this year. Offensively, they are both clicking. I do see this being a high-scoring game. I think that Cameron, with Coach Aaron Babineau and his defensive mind, you can see what an impact that man has on any team, as DeSoto has already lost 2 games without him. And so Aaron Babineau is the coach for Cameron. Coach Hunter Hamrick for Rockdale does a phenomenal job. This is going to be a great game, guys. And we're going to leave you with our interview. We stand up and talk with Tim Grice and DJ Flemings of the Cameron Yeoman. All right, guys, welcome in to Heard It Here First, Battle of the Bell edition. As we come over to Yeoman country, we're sitting down with senior running back Tim Grice, senior wide receiver, defensive back DJ Flemings. We're going to start with Tim. Tim, first, I got the highlight of your 92-yard run the other night. Walk us through that run.
Yes, sir. It was a good run. Knew we had to score quick before the half was over, so I had to do what I do best.
94 yards unscathed. And DJ, you said 87 yards?
It might have been like 75, I think.
Okay, all right. But it was a big 6. Walk us through that play.
I was just playing corner. The quarterback threw it to the slot receiver, bounced. He threw a hitch.
Yeah.
And it bounced off his hands, went up, tip drew. I just caught it and took off with it.
Absolutely, man. Cameron, though, it's been a rocky start. I know that y'all have plenty of talent throughout this, and then y'all go get into district, and it shows. Y'all have been 1-1 in district already with a big win over McGregor. Tough loss against Troy, which is a dang good team. Now you're going into the Battle of the Bell. What's your mindset going into this week?
It's a really big game, and we need to win, really. It's a playoff game.
Absolutely. Tim, this game is pretty much with playoff implications on the line. If Rockdale loses, that kind of throws them out of the playoff race. If you lose, it puts you in a tough spot. What's your mindset going into a big game like this?
My mindset going to the game is just try to play my best game and try to get the team together and make sure we do what we can and get Rockdale out the way.
Yeah, absolutely. We come into this year, both of you seniors, but y'all got a lot of underclassmen on y'all squad. Who's some of those underclassmen that have stepped up and filled the role, and that maybe y'all have taken under y'all's wing and kind of guided along on their varsity process?
I'll probably say Michael. He's a good D-end. He be stripping, doing all that, getting sacks, getting in the backfield.
Absolutely.
And doing all that stuff that he does.
Who would you say somebody maybe that you've kind of groomed, the underclassmen that you've kind of shown the way to?
Probably Travion.
Travion Miles.
Travion, yeah, Miles.
Yeah. He's a phenomenal athlete. How's y'all's how do you prepare these younger men for the road to step in whenever they're gone in your senior leadership role?
It's good. Just next man up, kind of make sure he's just being ready in practice, just doing everything he's supposed to be doing.
For sure. So I always say it's cool, man. You can talk a little trash because that's what it is. Football is a man's sport. We get out there and we play. That's what happens. You can talk a little trash. You know, keep it within limits. Is there anything you want to send a message out to? You say, like the guys over at Rockdale said that they're gonna run it down your throat. What do you say?
Really not finna do that. If I'm on Dre, don't throw the ball.
If you're on, man, all right, cool.
AJ's not cut. Zeke not cut. who are Eric's not cut? Can't none of them tackle me. So I'm sorry, my brothers. I gotta do it to y'all.
Guys, man, this is what we're here for. This Rockdale rivalry. You played in for Cameron for a while now. You've been a part of the Battle of the Bell. I was from Rockdale, so tell me about how Cameron, what y'all do in game week for Battle of the Bell. What is the atmosphere? What is the
first year playing? So I don't even know.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So now that you're in this week, let's ask this: what has been the aura in the town? What has people been saying? What's the vibe? Are we ready? Like, what's the mindset here?
The team, we think we're ready, but I don't think the town think we're ready though.
Yeah. I honestly, like, straight up, dudes, I have 100% faith in the talent y'all have on this team. I think you have great senior leadership and young men like yourselves. I think y'all have great young men coming up like Buffalo, like Travion, and then you got juniors like Michael Keith that can hold it down. I think, honestly, this Cameron's team's loaded with talent. And I think you dudes, once y'all's offense has shown that y'all can explode at any point in time. Defensively, as you're finding your groove, you got a great coach like Babineau, who's a defensive-minded coach that brings a lot to this team. So, like you said, maybe the team don't, but this is what you're here for, to prove them wrong, man, right? So, is there anything you want to leave out with? Is there anything you would like to let the Cameron fans know, the Central Texas fans, heard it here first fans, about this game this week and what to expect from DJ Flemings?
We're going to win. No catches allowed on me. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely, man. I love it. All right, Tim, what you got, man?
To everybody in Cameron, Tim was gone last week, but he's back this week, and I'm ready, and I'm getting 4 on their head.
Boy, this is going to be the best one, man. This is the best one yet. Gentlemen, thank y'all so much for joining me. We'll leave it with one more question. Right before game time, you got 2 minutes to yourself. What's on in your headphones?
Ooh, that's tough. I'll probably say RFW by YTV Fat.
Gotcha. DJ, same thing.
Probably Don't Like by Chief Keef.
Chief Keef, you heard it, man. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Central Texas, y'all go to Rockdale this Friday night. Battle of the Bell. This is one of the biggest rivalries in the state of Texas. Shine some light on this 3A, these Milam County athletes, and y'all check it out. You got the interviews. Heard it here first with Gerald Garza, DJ Flemings, Tim Grice. Y'all guys have a blessed day. Welcome back, Central Texas football fans, to Heard It Here First, Battle of the Bell edition. As in the 2020s, it has split 2-2 so far since 2020. 2 wins to Rockdale, 2 wins to Cameron. But all of the wins have been by a big margin. I don't think we get that this time. I think we're looking at, I agree with Dave Campbell. I think it's going to be, he has it as a 7-point game. I'm going to go a little less. I'm going to go 5 points. At first, I was in Grice with 7. I was thinking like 42-49. I think it'll be in the fourth quarter. You'll be looking at like a 35-34 game. The team with 34 scores, goes for 2, doesn't get it, but then holds the other team off for a 5-point victory, 40-35. That's just a wild guess, but I think we're going to see a lot of offense in this game with defensively both teams. They're looking for their identity, but we saw really bright spots in both teams. Cameron looked good against McGregor defensively. Rockdale looked dang good against Giddings defensively. So we have seen that when the defense zones in, that both defenses are capable of playing lights out, but they have struggled a little bit this year. Let's do a little number crunching. Cameron's defense is allowing 37.7 points per game. Rockdale is allowing 34.5. Cameron's offense is averaging 24.4. Rockdale's offense is averaging 26.7 points per game. These two teams are literally 3 to 2 points differentials in their averages. That's why I think this game is going to be super, super close. We'll start with Cameron. We're going to crunch some numbers, like I said. Tim Grice, who I did say was a state finalist as a sophomore, I was corrected by the man himself. Freshman year, he was a state medalist. Tim Grice was. This year, he has 418 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, 240 receiving, 3 touchdowns. This Cameron offense, led by Hubnick, has 773 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, 484 rushing, 5 touchdowns. Antonio Vargas has really been phenomenal this year, and the Cameron receiving core period. As Toto has 326 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns. Brody Aguirre, Elijah Goodrum. Goodrum has accounted for 4 touchdowns, 2 receiving, 2 rushing, and Aguirre is over 100 yards receiving with 2 touchdowns. So Cameron's offense can be explosive, as we're well aware of. Defensively, DJ Flemings, the cornerback, man, that dude is very alert, high football IQ. He's very quick as well. He's got 9 tackles on the year, 2 pass deflections, 1 interception for a pick 6, 1 fumble recovery, 1 touchdown. Xavier Gilmon, 66 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, 1 hurry, 1 pass deflection. Hayden De La Fuentes is leading this Cameron defense with 70 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 2 hurries, 1 fumble recovery. And then Michael Keith, the defensive end, he has 33 tackles, 5 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 5 hurries. And then Buffalo, man, he's actually I was seeing that he got in on, I believe he played some defensive end somewhere along the defense. I'll get that information from Kendrick. But that young man has 14 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 sack, 1 fumble recovery, 2 hurries. He's touched all the stats. Defensively, Cameron has the athletes and they have the coach. And Cameron's going to be something that's very dangerous, not only in the future, but now. And I believe in the same thing with Rockdale. Let's switch it over to the Rockdale side. As Grayson Williams, as a sophomore, has came out and aired the rock out and done a dang good job. The dude's already thrown over 1,700 yards this year, 10 touchdowns. DeAndre Stevens has accounted for 885 of those yards, 6 touchdowns. And when it comes to Grayson Williams' weapons, you look at Eric Shepard, he's displayed great hands, 445 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then, and won't have it on the stats, but Reagan Jackson, great tight end, man. That dude is good. Then you get to the ground game with Jeremiah Butler with 453 yards, 7 touchdowns. Raiden Hamilton has 181 yards, 6 touchdowns. Raiden's got a nose for the ball. Whenever he gets inside that goal line, that 5, that dude knows how to get into the end zone. Offensively, Rockdale is really good. Cameron's really good. Let's talk about the defense, where Eric Shepard leads this Tiger defense with 74 tackles, 9 tackles for a loss, and 4 sacks. Brody Willard, man, that dude is aggressive. I love the way he plays. Straight up, Brody, keep it up, man. 66 tackles for a loss, 1 forced fumble, 1 sack, 2 tackles for a loss. William Sorto, 44 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries. Then, of course, I got to talk about my dudes, Ernest Alderete and Klay Eschberger. Alderete's got 23 tackles and a fumble recovery. Eschberger got 19 tackles and a tackle for loss. Before I end tonight, I would like to give a huge shout out to Nancy Zinner, who, if she creates her a page, I'm out of business. You look at her Facebook page and how she breaks down the games and the film. Holy moly, man, she does such a great job, and that's who's been giving me the highlights for Rockdale this year. So huge shout out to Nancy, really completing this show. Ernest Alderete for getting me the interviews. Kendrick Pitchback in his videos for the Cameron Yoeman, as well as Damon Flemings Sr. getting me the interview. Huge shout out to all four men. These are young men that work hard at the game. These young men are well mannered, they're respectful, they're well rounded student athletes, and great leaders. All four of them are awesome, and they do a little trash talk. Nobody even got outside the line. Everybody stayed cool, kept it within the lines, like I said, and that's what we want, man. Some friendly trash talk, something to get out there, and let's go see this Battle of the Bell 2024, guys. That's it for us here. I heard it here first. Thank y'all for checking in. Check out the game Friday night. Y'all have a blessed evening.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Cantoni and Hodges in the backfield. Hodges gets it. Never called it. The 5, tagging from behind. The dive in there. Joel gets his number called again. Oh, nice little move to the outside. Throw it to the shoulder.